Hopefully you tuned in yesterday, guys. Gave out these 2 free KJK VIP tickets yesterday on the channel. If you did, if you did tune in, you would have 5x your money because we did get a nice 2.5x on both. We missed one pick, but we ran 2 6-pick dynamics. I talk about how those are optimal for long-term profit. Kyrie Irving ended up getting randomly ruled out yesterday, so he got voided. It reverted down to a 5-pick dynamic, which is still optimal, by the way, so that was ideal. That's another reason I like the 6-pick dynamic option over on Betr, because if there is a random, DMP or a random person ruled out, it reverts down to a 5-pick dynamic, which is still optimal. Cash on the Zubac fantasy, the James Harden 3-pointers, the CJ McCollum under 8.5 rebounds and assists, the Curry under 25.5 points. Kuminga unfortunately let us down. The other version that we ran was with the Powell fantasy. I talked about how I like the Powell fantasy and the Zubac fantasy, so I ran one of each to capture the good value around them. Fantasy scores tend to stay on the board longer. You're able to actually get them in with your plays, so you can kind of mix and match fantasy scores to capture these other plays before they take them off the board. So those were 2 KJK VIP tickets I gave out for free yesterday. If you don't have the Betr app, go ahead and get it, guys. They're going to give you a nice sweet deal with my promo code KJKDFest. My link down below. You're going to want that. I'm going to be giving out a ton of different value for free on the Betr app. And I'm going to be giving you guys actual plays that I'm actually playing, that I'm actually backing with my own money. As you can see, I have my account pulled up. They only let me put up to $50 on the Betr app now, so I put down as much as I could. I'm going to give you guys 2 free Prizepicks tickets today, actually. Once again, that I'm actually playing, that I'm sending over to my VIP for free. So if you enjoy the content, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, we got 2 props that I'm interested in here tonight. We'll break that down, guys. I will have the VIP link below. Guys, it's $1.66 today. You get access to every single one of my plays as soon as I place them. I brought that up at the beginning of the video. I broke this down for free yesterday. Like, I literally came on, showed you my ticket with my money placed, broke down the process, and you see the results. I don't know if anyone else is doing that in their content for their VIP package, so it's like I'm being very transparent and forward about what's going in my plays, and then I'm breaking it down, and you're seeing the results. You can go, it's all public. You can go back and watch the breakdown and talk and listen to exactly why I like these plays. If you're hitting your plays at that high of a rate, guys, and you're playing an optimal ticket types, you're going to make a lot of money. Like if you're playing on the Prizepicks app and you're playing all 5 and 6-pick flexes and you're hitting your plays at a 60% hit rate, you are going to make a bucket load of money. So when I bring up my results and I'm playing 5, 6-pick dynamics, and you see, and you just saw me break it down yesterday, and you see that I'm hitting 80% of my plays, that is very good. I've worked very hard to be able to do that, honestly. There's a lot of work that's gone into being this good at it. If you're someone that can just hit 80% of plays on your own, good for you. You don't need my VIP. You probably shouldn't be wasting your time watching my videos because, you already got it figured out. Just take your own plays and get rich. That'd be my advice. So Betr, they're going to give you that sweet deal with the promo code KJKDFest. Prizepicks also going to hook you up with a sweet deal, which you will need the Prizepicks app to tail these plays today. Well, you could probably get them on Betr if some of these get removed, guys. So it's good to have both apps, but they're going to give you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 on Prizepicks. And I'm going to be locking these in on Prizepicks. So I'm going to give you guys 2 free VIP tickets that I'm actually playing myself that I'm sending over. So as you can see, I got it locked into my account here. This is the first one. I do have them sent over to my Discord. Pull it up for you guys. First one, Shai Gilgeous. We're going to be playing his assist and his fantasy score. So we'll break him down first since we have two tickets and 2 props with him in them. We'll break down his assists first, and then we'll break down his fantasy. So the Shai Gilgeous over 5.5 assists. Phenomenal prop. If you're new to the channel, guys, and you don't know, I do use multiple tools every single day to find the very best plays on these apps. One of which is going to be the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. I'm going to give you free VIP plays. I'm going to give you discounts on software that I'm using every day. They will hook you up with a nice 25% off if you use my link down below. And this tool, why it's valuable, is it's going to bring in millions of dollars of sportsbook data. This is the same process that's going into all my plays, right? So you see me bring up these plays, why did I click the under Curry, 25.5 points, the CJ McCollum under 8.5, rebounds and assists, etc., etc. Any prop that you see that's not a fantasy score prop, I'm using this same data, this same process that I'm breaking down right now. So fantasy score props, my process is a little bit different, fully transparent, but any non-fantasy score prop, this tool is very valuable because it's going to bring in millions of dollars of sportsbook data into an optimizer. You can see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is all the way up to a -156 favorite to go over the 5.5 assists tonight on BetOnline. If you don't know what that means, BetOnline, very good at what they do, millions of dollars invested into setting these lines. You're going to have to risk $156 to win $100 to take the over 5.5 assists, right? So it does not matter if you're taking the over or an under. That doesn't matter. Like if you're someone that's like, do you like overs or unders? You need to learn. You know, you might be learning. I'm not making fun of you, but that just doesn't matter, guys, right? What matters is the edge of the prop. Which side is going to give us the best chance of winning? So you can see the over 5.5 assists, we have a 53.68% chance to hit on the over of that. They know things like the assist opportunities, the pace of the game, how many minutes Shai Gilgeous plays, you know, the matchup, everything that you think you can research, these markets know, and they make money long term. These are multi-million-dollar companies by being right? So like DraftKings has them as a -130 favorite on the over to go over 5.5 assists. If they were consistently setting these lines wrong, right, all their users would beat them terribly. They would go bankrupt and DraftKings would be out of business. DraftKings is not going out of business. If you're someone that thinks, by the way, this is something I find comical. If you're someone that thinks this stuff is rigged, which, you know, maybe it is, the best way to make money is going to be by following the data because these people make money by being right? So if that makes sense. So if they have a line set at, you know, 6.5 and 5.5, let's say, and he's favored on the under 6.5 and the over 5.5, and they're charging users to take the over, the under, whatever the case may be, and they're taking the rake, they're taking the money, right? The best way for them to make money is for Shai Gilgeous to end with 6 assists exactly. So if you're Mr. Conspiracy, which, hey man, the world's fair, nobody cheats, these companies don't care about making money. The best way you could actually make money is by following this data. So, like, I'll just throw that out there. If you're someone that needs to break down the data, guys, the statistical analysis, et cetera, another tool that I'm using every single day that's going to break down not only that Vegas data that I'm bringing in, but also the underlying statistics is going to be Outlier. If you bring in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander here, you're going to see Shai Gilgeous. I like to sort this by implied probability. It's that same concept we just talked about in the last tool, right, with that millions of dollars of sportsbook data giving us a probability. And guys, they're going to give you 7 days completely free with this tool. Take advantage. I partnered up with them. Like I said, I'm trying to give you free VIP plays, free value, as much free stuff as possible. Partnered up with these guys to give you a link. That'll give you 7 days completely free down below for this tool. So the Shai Gilgeous, you can see the assist. If we scroll down to the over 5.5 assists, you're going to see they're giving it a 54% chance at the over using that same data that we just talked about, right? The multi-million-dollar sports books. He's all the way up to -165 on a Caesars book, -155 on Underdog, -148, -140, -135. Keep in mind, guys, we are getting -119 on Prizepicks, so you can see literally in order, we're getting the best possible deal. So think about this like you're going to the store and you're buying the same exact product. I don't know, I just use the example. It's the same exact TV, it's the same exact year, it's the same exact model, it's the same exact brand, right? The only difference is, like, we need Shai Gilgeous to end with 6 assists regardless, right? The only difference is you'd have to pay $165 at the chance for him to end with 6 assists on Caesars. So we'll just call Caesars target. And you'd have to risk $119 for him to end with 6 assists. We'll just call Prizepicks Walmart, right? It's the same concept. It's the same concept as like shopping, right? So we can use that to our advantage to find good plays on these apps. And we have a bunch of different underlying potential stats, supporting stats, I should say, potential assists. 11.1 potential assists per game over 35.4 minutes. Right, guys, and you can see 16, 13, et cetera, et cetera. We need him to end with 6. So he's getting plenty of opportunities to go over here. It's really just a matter of, you know, we need his teammates to go ahead and knock down the shots. And they're going to bring in the underlying metrics as far as assists given up per game. Minnesota's been good overall at assists per game, but against the point guard position, most notably, they're 22nd, giving up 9 assists per game. So that's really, really good stuff. SGA is listed as a shooting guard. On Outlier, this is where things like SGA plays on ball all the time. He's the point guard practically, you know. This is where people debate on stuff that just does not matter. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It doesn't matter because the multi-million dollars of data dumped into this already knows that Shai plays on ball. They already know that Shai gets this amount of potential assists per game. They already know that Shai plays this amount of minutes per game. If you're arguing over Shai's a point guard or a shooting guard, you are focused on the wrong things to try to make money in this industry, my friend. You are focused on the wrong things. Trying to be right in the comment section, is that what you want your life to be about? I don't know. Apparently, that's some people care about. Rather than really trying to learn and win, I'm trying to help you win. I'm trying to win together here. That's what I care about. Then the other thing we got is the fantasy points. So my fantasy point process is a little bit different. If you tuned in yesterday, I talked about how I really liked the Norman Powell fantasy and that Zubac fantasy. I broke down the process yesterday as far as like all goes into it. You saw the greened out. They both crush. It's the same process at all my fantasy score props. Once again, it doesn't matter if we're taking the over or the under, right? What matters is which side has the edge. And I do have quite a bit of edge on Shay's over here today. Shai Gilgeous is a guy. If you don't know how the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format works, guys, Prizepicks has the same exact fantasy scoring format as FanDuel. FanDuel's been around forever. If you're someone that plays DFS, DraftKings FanDuel tournaments, NBA DFS, you probably know about this, but the scoring chart. You get 1 point for every point, 1.2 for every rebound, 1.5 for every assist, the 3 points for the blocks, 3 points for the steals, and the -1 for turnovers. So I have a bunch of different advanced models and a bunch of different underlying metrics that are going to go ahead and spit out a number. The projection, it's factoring in the pace of the game, the matchup, et cetera, et cetera. Shai Gilgeous puts up 1.56 fantasy points per minute. You can see he's listed as a point guard in this tool. Talked about how he's a point guard, and once again, this stuff doesn't matter. But anyways, he's getting 6.2 assists per game. I'll throw that out there for you people that are on the assist prop. But he's also getting... he's also got a 32% usage rate. He's getting 53.3 fantasy points per game over 34.5 minutes. I do have him projected on the upper end of that. I've got him projected in the upper 50s. He is listed at 50.5 on Prizepicks, so I want to be taking advantage of it. And it's the same process that went into the Zubac one yesterday, right? This game comes in with a 217 over under 6.5 point spread in favor of the Oklahoma City Thunder, so it is expected to stay close here, which is going to be nice for us. The Oklahoma City Thunder continue to be without Chet Holmgren, which is obviously going to, go ahead and bump that usage up even more for Shai Gilgeous. He's got a 30% usage rate with these guys on the court. Biggest usage bumps, with there being no Caruso, Chet Holmgren, et cetera, are going to go to Isaiah Hartenstein, who's received a 3.8% usage bump. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Those are the two starters that are seeing the biggest bumps here. Shai's up to a 34% usage rate. Hartenstein up to an 18%. I do have interest in both of their fantasy scores actually today as well, which we'll discuss here shortly, with Isaiah Hartenstein, because I love Isaiah Hartenstein's fantasy score as well. So I tend to be a little bit more long-winded with the first couple of props that I break down, because I really want to break down the process, all that goes into them, right? Another tool, the last tool that I'm using, guys, is going to be OddsJam. If you don't have OddsJam, another fantastic tool that I go ahead and then bring up every single prop as far as the market's concerned. They're going to, once again, hook you up with a sweet deal. The last thing that I'll mention for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's assists, as you can see, the best possible place you could be taking is over 5.5 assists is on Prizepicks in a 5 or 6 pick flex at -119 implied odds, because we have I have over 217 sports books selected. Guys, this is like insanely valuable data on my screen right now. I have millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars of data right now on my screen in front of your face. Average odds of -132.2 on the over, -139 on the over on Pinnacle. We're getting -119, guys. This is an absolute steal. He's at -130 on DraftKings, -139 on Bally Bet, -139 at Bet Rivers, -135 on the over on Bet365, -143 on the over on 888 Sport, -142 on the over on BetVictor. You get the point. He's actually listed up to 6.5 on CoolBet, aggressively favored on the under. So this is a great example. This is what I'm talking about with the conspiracy theory thing. And I'll be honest, if a guy's listed at 6.5 or 5.5, or if he's in a split market with two different numbers, it gets me excited, man. It gets me excited, because if I had a gun to my head and I had to bet how many assists this guy ends with exactly tonight, and I had to pick, right? It's life or death. I'm picking the number 6. I am picking the number 6. I've been doing this a long time. 6 is going to be give me the best chance to stay alive, man. All right, he's favored on the over 5.5. He's favored on the under 6.5. He's favored aggressively on the over the 5.5. He's favored aggressively on the under 6.5. This is millions and millions of dollars of data. So if you get the 5.5, you want to be taking the over. If he was listed at 6.5 on these apps, you would want to be taking the under. Another example of how we don't care if it's an over or under. We care about getting the edge in the prop. So, great props. The Shai fantasy score, the Shai assists, both are great props. The first one is going to be the Shai assist, right? So I ran this twice. I'm sorry, I ran 2 tickets. And the first one's with Shai assist, and the second one's with Shai fantasy. There's same props outside of that. So those are the two I was debating on as far as like Shea having good value on both those props. So let's continue along. Let's speed things up here, right? So this was the second one with the fantasy. This was the first one with the assists. Let's break down the rest of these props. Let's copy in this link so I can just bring in these props nice and quick for you. See if they're all still available. Hopefully they are all still available at the time of recording so you guys can tail all these today. That would make me happy. It looks like they are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all still available. So let's go ahead and speed things up here, right? Let's break down exactly why every single one of these are good props. It's going to be a similar process. We got the Mike Conley 3-pointers. We got the Dorian Finney-Smith 3-pointers. The over 1.5 for both of those guys. Why are these good props? Let's go ahead and bring them into, you know, these tools with multi-millions of dollars of data dumped into them that I use every single day to find the best plays on these apps, right? Mike Conley, let's bring him in here to the GGF optimizer. You're going to see they're listing this as his third best prop. They have his assists as a good prop. They have his PRA as a good prop. I have a lot of interest in the over 1.5 3-pointers, minus 130 on Pinnacle, minus 142 on Caesars, minus 133 on Bet Online, creeping up and up, minus 130 on Bovada, right? All these different markets, they're giving this a 52.21% chance to hit with all the data they're bringing in. If we want to get even more detailed, once again, I don't think there's anything more valuable as far as just like a detail-oriented sports better than a sportsbook screen, right? It's a live feed. It's every single dang market under the sun. You know, you can't get more detailed than this. Minus 135 on the over on FanDuel. Minus 142 on Caesars. We talked about that has aggressively favored. And then there's just going to be a bunch of different other markets aggressively favoring his over. Betfair has them all the way up to minus 149. Same concept, right? We want as many data points telling us that this is a good play. He's listed at 2.5 in some markets. I talked about that. Tony Bet only listing him at the 2.5 with plus money on the over. They're not even giving you the opportunity to take the 1.5 number. Another key indicator to me that this could offer some value, right? We certainly like that. And then Dorian Finney-Smith was the next guy, right? Let's go ahead and bring him in here. Let's talk about why he's a good prop. Let's bring him in to Mike Conley. We could also bring into Outlier. Same thing, guys. I'm using all of these tools. Like I'm going to be blunt with you, man. That's another reason my VIP package, I mean, I have to have a cost associated with it. All of these softwares cost money. They're very valuable. They're worth it. Take advantage of the free trial with my link. Take advantage of the discounts with my links. But like, what do you want me to tell you? This is it's an expensive industry. You know, all these softwares are going to cost you money. It's just kind of how it goes. But they're very valuable. This data is like crazy good to help you find good props. We got the Mike Conley. I like to sort it once again by implied probability. Let's go down to his 3-pointers. What do they got here? For his implied probability on his 3-pointers, you can see they're giving it a 53% chance to hit on the over. Once again, guys, minus 119 on Prizepicks compared to all of these other different markets aggressively favoring his over. Minus 55 Caesars, minus 144. There's multiple FanDuels and multiple Caesars. They're bringing in every single one of them. He's like aggressively favored upwards towards minus 150 on all these. We're getting minus 119 implied odds. So, you know, we're just getting like an insanely good prop. And they're going to bring in a bunch of different insights as well. The matchup, he's a point guard. As far as this position, they're 12th overall. They're giving up 3.1 3-pointers per game to the point guard position. I'm much more focused, you know, on the underlying metrics as far as his attempts, his percentage, and then obviously that Vegas data, guys. He's taking 5 3-pointers per game where he's shooting 34% from the 3-point arc. So, you know, you do the math, essentially. He's taking 5. He's making, you know, a third of them. He's going to need to go out there and take, you know, 6 3-pointers, whatever the case be, knock down 2. His line's set at 1.5. They're just saying he's either going to make 1 or 2, and the likelihood is much higher that he makes 2 than 1. That's how these odds work. It can really be that simple once you really just learn about how these odds work and break them down. Right, so we do really like the Mike Conley 3-pointers here. Dorian Finney-Smith, the next guy, we can go ahead and bring him in here to the GGF optimizer. What are they telling us here? You can see they've got it listed as the third best prop with a 52.38% chance to hit. Aggressively favored at minus 133 on Caesars, minus 135 on Fliff. You know, all of these different markets favoring him. We can go ahead and bring him into the Odds Jam Sportsbook screen as well. And you're going to see, guys, the best possible place you can take the over 1.5 3-pointers for Dorian Finney-Smith is on Prizepicks in a 5 or 6 reflexive -119, -31 Pinnacle, -135 on FanDuel, -130 on DraftKings, -133 on Caesars. He's all the way up to -150 on Fanatics. Like, this is crazy. He's on the LA Lakers now. He's on a new team. He's coming off the bench. They're dealing with a ton of injuries. Once again, this is something like, it's just kind of like, I don't mean to be short, but it's just the market already knows it, right? So it's like, it's kind of like you have to focus on things that are worth your time to find the very best plays. Like me going through and saying Vanderbilt's out, Wood's out, Hood-Schifino's out, Gabe Vincent's questionable, LeBron's questionable. If LeBron gets ruled out, right, that's going to be an even bigger upgrade to a Dorian Finney-Smith. That would be more minutes, more usage, but it's kind of already reflected in the market. So, you know, you do want to be aware of the injury report. That's one thing I'll say. You do want to know the injury report. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. That's something I'm looking at every day, you know. Like Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis questionable, for example, in these early games. That's a big deal. I will factor that into my process if there's like a value on the over-under, but it's like this guy could get ruled in or out. You know, I'm always on top of that for sure. But outside of that, like the market already knows. So, you know, use the market, use the market. So those are all great plays. We got the Hartenstein over 33.5 fantasy score. Once again, guys, I love this play. I actually went ahead and listed this as my favorite play of the day over in my VIP. So I do really like this play. And it's the same process, right, guys? It's the same process that we talked about with where we can calculate a fantasy point per minute production and, you know, the fantasy points that he's going to put up in this fantasy scoring format. Hartenstein's a guy that goes out there and puts up 1.27 fantasy points per minute. I talked about that usage increase he's getting with no Chet Holmgren right now. He's putting up 38.2 fantasy points per game, 30 minutes. And that's right, pretty much where I have him today. Same thing, like I've got him, you know, getting 36, 37 fantasy points, and Prizepicks has him listed at 33.5. This chart's going to look nice and green. I don't care about that. I will say it is kind of, you know, representing his fantasy point per minute production as of late pretty accurately. So in this case, you know, he's averaging 37.24 over the last 5. My model's projecting in, you know, the matchup, the pace of the game, the fantasy point per minute production, all that stuff. And I will say my projections are agreeing with that on that average in this matchup. And what's crazy is I have his floor at like 30. Like if he has a really bad game, so there's floors or there's ceilings and then there's median projections on these projection models. Pretty much if he has just a terrible game, I've got him getting 30. So the closer to the floor you can get that fantasy score prop, the better, right? It's giving you the higher likelihood of winning. That is the case here for me today. So I do love that prop. And then we got to round things out here with 2 more. So we got the Conley 3-pointer, the Finney-Smith 3-pointer. The last 2 we haven't really broken down are going to be the Jared Allen assist and the Austin Reeves assist. Same concept, right? These are non-fantasy score props, so I'm going to be using that multi-million-dollar sportsbook data to find the very best plays on these apps. They already know the potential assists per game. They already know all this stuff. Jared Allen, let's type him into the GGF Optimizer. You're going to see the very best prop you could take on the entire board is his over 1.5 assists. They're giving this a 53.69% chance to hit because he's all the way up to -139 on BetMGM, -133 on Caesars, -140 on Flip, etc., etc. Really, really good stuff. And then, as always, if I want to get even more detailed, I'll go ahead and bring up the Odds Jam Sportsbook screen. They're going to bring in every single possible place that this prop is listed. I've got him brought in here. -128.9 average odds. We're getting -119. We're getting a really great deal here. He's at -142 on Sleeper. For those of you that use the Sleeper app, they're aggressively charging you to take the over. Once again, we're getting -119 on Prizepicks. We're getting a much better deal than that. If we scroll along here, -125, -133, etc., etc. He's all the way up to -208 on Ladbrokes Australia. So if you're looking for some Australian lines, but you get the point. It's the same concept. He's aggressively favored on all of these different books. It looks like a couple of these are just having him at like -200 or greater, which of course, you know, Caesar's really sharp compared to some of these other books. You know, Caesars would probably be the one you're looking to really gauge it on at the -133. But regardless, the more data, the better. The more sportsbooks telling us that this is aggressively favored, the better. And then last but certainly not least, we got the Austin Reeves. 5.5. Let's type him in here. Sees minus 134 on Pinnacle. I was actually seeing him aggressively favored all the way up to like minus 130 earlier. DraftKings has him as a minus 135 favorite on the over, but MGM has him as a minus 140 favorite on the over. So all these different sports books are aggressively favoring his over, and it looks like I might not have had this brought up on the screen. That's going to be quite annoying. Apologies for that, but all of these different sports books are aggressively favoring, the Austin Reeves over here. And we can bring him into the GGF optimizer as well. He was really popping over on DGF. Great prop. 53.14% chance to hit. Minus 134 Pinnacle, minus 135 DraftKings. All those data points we talked about. He's all the way to minus 142 on BetOnline. Really, really good stuff for the Austin Reeves assists here tonight. So that's going to be the full breakdown. Those are the two 6-pick flexes I'm sharing you guys completely free, guys. It's from my paid product. I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you appreciate all this free value. I'm giving you so much free value in this content, and I'm giving you actual plays that I'm playing for free from the paid side that I don't know if anyone else does this in their content. If you appreciate it, I really would appreciate a like, a comment down below. Letting me know you appreciate it. It goes a long way. The likes, the comments. So the first one, we got the Conley over 1.5 3-pointers, the Dorian Finney-Smith over 1.5 3-pointers, the Jared Allen over 1.5 assists, Austin Reeves over 5.5 assists, Isaiah Hartenstein over 33.5 fantasy score, and the Shai Gilgeous over 5.5 assists. The second one's going to be the same ones outside. We're going with the Shai fantasy score, right? So I do like Shai's fantasy score. I've got him projected for 57. I got Isaiah Hartenstein projected for 37. So both those fantasy scores I like a lot. And then those other 4 props I like a lot as well. Of course, we're just going to rock with the Shai fantasy and the Shai assists in case he decides to go ahead and, only get 5 assists, but cash his fantasy. We'll get that full sweep because they do both project very well. Or in case he just gets a bunch of assists but doesn't really rack up any statistics in the other categories, that'll give us a solid chance at sweeping that one, but maybe not the other one. We could double up on the other one. Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's what we got here. So I already brought it up, but I guess I'll bring it up again here. Here's the first one. Boom. Lock that bad boy in. And here's the second one. Boom. Lock that bad boy in. At the time of recording, you can still get all of these on Prizepicks. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Wishing you all the very best luck tonight. If you want access to every single one of these as soon as I place them, right? This VIP Discord is what I'm bringing up and sharing with you guys for free. You can get access to it by purchasing it down below, link below. It is on Patreon. Wishing you guys all the best of luck on your NBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.